Well, Travis Kelce, this man is on the cover of GQ magazine. He did a massive spread. Okay, a massive spread with a zillion photos styled by someone we'll get to in a second. But they're calling him America's sweetheart on the cover. And I find this very interesting because they were just calling Sydney Sweeney America's sweetheart as well. And it seems like GQ is trying to reclaim that branding, that terminology, but there's nothing America's sweetheart about Travis Kelce in these photos. Okay, these photos are an utter calamity. They're disaster. They're terrible. And I will explain to you piece by piece why these photos are so bad and what they tell us about this moment we're in politically and culturally as well. When I look at all these pictures, this is what a bunch of liberal elite stylists sitting around in an office building in New York City or Los Angeles think of rural America. This is what they think a Western guy might look like or a Florida man might look like. This is what they think a blue-collar American might look like. And I'm here to tell you, that is not Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, this is a man who is a Pfizer brand ambassador, okay, who did advertisements for Big Pharma. This is not someone who is really in touch with blue-collar America, okay? This is someone who's worth about $90 million. His girlfriend, Taylor Swift, also gave Kamala Harris a full-throated endorsement, a massive full-throated endorsement right before the election. And guess what, Taylor Swift? You got your ass handed to you. And I'm not going to say Taylor Swift doesn't have some catchy songs, okay? I'm not trying to get the Swifties on me. I'm not saying that Taylor Swift is total terrible. I do like some of her songs. Okay, Shake It Off, Shake It Off. August slipped away like a bottle of wine, if you get the reference. But Taylor Swift, she endorsed Kamala Harris, and then she got her ass handed to her because Kamala lost every single swing state. Taylor thought because she's so famous in music, and she's selling out all these arenas and billions of downloads and people coming to her concerts, she was going to step out of her lane, stray from her core competencies, and endorse a presidential candidate. Well, guess what? She endorsed the wrong one. And Taylor Swift, that's why I feel that her clout has been a little bit down. So what is she doing now? She's trying to lean into the all-American thing, just like Travis Kelce. Taylor Swift, she's found a guy. He's kind of like the high school quarterback jock. He's kind of goofy. He's kind of hairy. He's kind of burly. She's found this guy so she can feel like she's senior year in high school again. I don't know if she finished high school, Taylor Swift, but she can feel like she's back in high school and she's dating the quarterback of the football team and she's the prom queen. And that's all Taylor Swift has ever wanted. Okay. She has wanted to be the prom queen for her entire career. Well, she also announced a new album. Taylor Swift announced her new album. I believe it's called Life of a Showgirl, and she announced it on Travis Kelce's podcast he does with his brother. Now, some people are saying this is a fall from grace, okay? She used to announce her albums on massive shows, and she would do a huge rollout. Now she's on her boyfriend's podcast. I actually think this is pretty smart because she's trying to ingratiate herself again to an all-American audience after endorsing Kamala Harris, after being pretty much a liberal elite. That's what Taylor Swift is. That's who she is. So she goes on a podcast. We're also in a podcast era. If you're watching or listening to us right now, you are into podcast, okay? So her going on an antiquated talk show, I'm sure she'll do that at some point, but I didn't think it was that crazy. She went on a podcast to announce her new album. What I do think is a little weird, and I want to discuss this with you guys. I'd love for you to comment and write in and tell me what you think. Is it weird there's no ring on the finger? Like, there's no ring for Taylor. There's no wedding. There's no baby. She's what, a 35-year-old woman, and she's like, life of a showgirl, life of a showgirl. Where's life beyond that? You know what I'm saying? Is she going to be 45, 55, 65 with nothing to show for herself? She is a high-value woman, Taylor Swift. I'm not denying that. Taylor Swift is the high-value woman. So why have none of these guys put a ring on the finger? Why has she not walked down the aisle? Why is she not, having the American dream and the nuclear family and raising a family? And that's not for everybody. As we talked about in the last episode, it's perfectly fine. There are women who don't want to have kids. I just think it's a little weird. 35, she's so excited about this new album, Life of a Showgirl, and she's going to do her pop music. And in a lot of her songs, maybe because she's infantilized by the entertainment industry. And a lot of Taylor Swift's songs, she also talks about how young she is or how she's a girl or she's in young love. I'm here to tell you, 35, not young love, sweetheart. I don't know if those eggs are frozen. I don't know if they're on ice. I don't know what's going on. But I'm here to tell you this isn't young love with Taylor Swift. And so I think it's a little interesting. Travis Kelce, is he going to put a ring on her finger? Are they going to get married? Are they going to get engaged? I think that'd be great for young women to see, but Taylor Swift, she's a liberal elite. And bringing it back to politics in a way, Taylor Swift, now that I'm thinking just off the top of my head here, we'll get to some more important things in a second, but I'm thinking Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris, right? And Kamala Harris lost. Taylor Swift sort of posits herself as this feminist icon, right? She's all about women and women's rights and women's empowerment. Why would you endorse Kamala Harris? Because of her gender? Kamala Harris, she opened the border. She was put in charge of the border, then oversaw the worst invasion in American history. She's got Laken Riley and Jocelyn Nungari's blood on her hands. Kamala Harris, she supports men and women's sports. What about Peyton McNabb and all these girls who've been injured or lost out on medals who work so hard? Does Taylor Swift not care about them? This is who Taylor Swift decided to endorse for president, Kamala Harris? This is someone who wanted taxpayer-funded transgender surgeries for inmates? Someone who wants war around the world? So no, I find it a little hypocritical that Taylor Swift calls herself this feminist icon, but she endorsed Kamala Harris, who did nothing to help women. Kamala Harris has done nothing to support women. She wants men and women's sports, open borders, and the erasure of women, in my opinion. And Kamala Harris, no kids of her own, no real family of her own. She's glommed on to Doug's. Well, look at his kids. Look at his daughter. They're not winners. So, you are the company you keep. But as for Travis Kelce in this photo shoot, it was a mess. It was a total disaster. And we have a list of the pictures here. We have a list of all the pictures. I want to put the rolling pictures back up on the screen for a second, though. I just want to put some of them back up on the screen and get back to what I was saying earlier. Travis Kelce trying to couch himself as America's sweetheart is not going to work. Okay, you can't couch yourself as America's sweetheart when you've cozied up to Big Pharma and you're dating one of the biggest pop stars on earth who just endorsed Kamala Harris. You understand what I'm saying? That's just not going to work. Okay, when you cozy up to big tech and Big Pharma and you endorse one of the most Democrat elite shill folks on earth, Kamala Harris, it's not looking good for you. Okay, it's not looking good for you. But I want to go to some of these pictures one by one. Let's look at Travis with the alligator. Okay, let's look at number 2. Let's look at that real quick, Travis with the alligator. Okay. I don't know what the hell's going on in this picture. This is like alligator Alcatraz, but make it fashion. They sat around in a boardroom and they said, oh my God, let's give him an alligator or a crocodile. We'll put him in waders. We'll put him in the Everglades. Oh, all American guys are going to love this. No, guys aren't going to love it. Girls aren't loving it either. There's nothing sexy, handsome, or interesting about this. Like I said, you're trying to play this sort of blue-collar, all-American guy, but I'm here to tell you, as someone who's from Texas, I spent a lot of time out west as well, in Wyoming and Idaho, etc., ton of time in Florida. Guys who wear, real cowboy hats and boots and drive trucks, they don't relate to this. This does not look like them. Okay, this ridiculous hat. Where's PETA? All you celebrities, where the hell is PETA right now? I don't know where you are, but this picture is an utter calamity, and I hope that animal is okay. Doesn't look like the animal's photoshopped in, but I hope the animal is okay. Now let's go to him, number 3, and the brown fur on the boat. I want to look at that really quickly. Okay, this picture. Once again, where's PETA? All the liberals are going to be flipping a gasket over this. Where is PETA? Now, I get the vibe. He's in the Everglades. He's on a boat. He's, riding around. But once again, this is like alligator Alcatraz, but make it fashion. And these people, do they really think that this is going to appeal to all American men? This just shows that the left has lost the culture war. Okay, the left, I really don't see any sign of them ever coming back. They've lost the culture war. If this is what they think all American guys want to look at and what they want to see, if they think this is what girls are going to want to see and what's going to turn girls on, I can tell you, because I've been posting on Instagram and X about this for the last 24 hours, not one girl has said this is a turn on for her or that he looks good. Not one girl. Okay, now let's go. Let's go to number 4. He's in the brown fur standing with a stick. He's got a walking stick. This picture. I thought I was done with the article, and then people started sending me this one. I said, oh, we're not done. Okay, someone on Twitter, I think they said this is like Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, but in the Everglades. To me, did you guys ever see Starsky and Hutch, the remake, with Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson, and Snoop Dogg? Do you remember Pooh Bear? I think Snoop Dogg's character was Pooh Bear in Starsky and Hutch, and he's had sort of like a pimp cane and a fur coat. That's what this is. That's what this is to me. It's like a pimp cane and a fur coat. And Travis Kelce, you look like an utter calamity. You look like a joke. And I want to also talk about who styled this. So this entire photo shoot for GQ was styled, and I use the word styled loosely, by Law Roach. Okay, Law Roach, or as I might start calling him, Cockroach, actually. Let's say Cockroach here. Law Roach styled this photo shoot. Now, Law Roach styles Zendaya, who's that actress. She's like tall and skinny. I think she's in the Spider-Man. I don't know much about Zendaya. But Law Roach styled this shoot. When you look at Law Roach looks like a non-binary guy who can't figure out what gender he wants to be, with long black hair and wears high heels. This is probably not the person I would have chosen to do an all-American America Sweetheart photo shoot with Travis Kelce, because what you get is a bunch of clownery. Okay, if La Roche wants to go style Sex in the City, put those women in those ridiculous garments and have them gallivant New York City spreading their legs. That's great. That's a great job and a great client for La Roche to have. But styling this photo shoot for Travis Kelce in the Everglades, that's supposed to be all American, rural, blue collar, that's why it was a miss. That's why it was a disaster. Because no blue collar men I know dress like that. Okay, I'm here to tell you what would have been realistic actually. Put Travis Kelce in like cargo shorts, dad jeans, New Balance sneakers, and have him at like Walmart with a shopping list from his wife on the way home from work. That's what they should have done with Travis Kelce. Instead, they put him in these ridiculous outfits. So La Roche, you probably wouldn't have been my first choice. Now, I want to go to one of these pictures. Can we put up a picture of him on the truck where he's sitting on a truck with the waiters on? I want to see Travis Kelce sitting on this truck because he looks so out of place. Sitting on a truck. I don't think he's driven a truck. Don't think he's been near a truck. He looks way too clean to have been out working in the yard. So Travis Kelce, I think they thought, well, you know what? It's cool to be right of center now. Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle was so beloved by the right. American Eagle is selling like crazy. Clearly, all American Americana vibes are back. Let's put him in some waders and a fur hat on the back of a dirty truck. No, this is ridiculous liberal elite pandering. And all of you folks, I've said this for years, you want to sit around with your consultants and your focus groups in Los Angeles and New York. Maybe it would behoove you to travel across the country and actually talk to people. I've been to all 50 states, okay? I've lived in several of them. I'm here to tell you, real men don't dress like this. This is not real masculinity. There's nothing masculine about this. And Travis Kelce's not a bad looking guy, but he looks like a joke. He looks like a joke in these pictures. You basically found a dirty truck and you put him in waders and you want to appeal to these all-American men, and it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. Now, I want to go to the picture of Travis Kelce from the GQ shoot where he's in the ocean with the yellow vest. Okay, this was the beginning of the end. This wasn't the end, but this was the beginning of the end for me. Why is he in the ocean with a yellow crossing guard vest or like a sanitation worker vest? And shout out to the crossing guards, shout out to the sanitation workers. But why is Travis Kelce wearing this in the ocean? It just doesn't even make sense to me. You know what would have made the shoot better? If he was just shirtless in the ocean. You want to appeal to normal all-American folks. When they go to the ocean and they swim, they're not in a yellow crossing guard vest. I'm here to tell you, they're just not. The only person who can really pull this type of look off is President Trump. This reminded me of President Trump when he was in the garbage truck. Remember when he did the garbage truck stunt because it was incredible, okay? The king of all stunts, President Trump. When he put on that orange vest and got in the garbage truck, I actually thought for a second, you know what? I'm buying it. I'm buying it. It doesn't seem unnatural to me. Sort of like when he went to work at McDonald's. I was like, you know what? He's having a good time. He seems right at home, okay? Because he can actually appeal to working class Americans, the forgotten men and women of this country. President Trump has that knack and that ability to connect with people and speak to their issues and concerns. You look at Travis Kelce, he looks like a clown. He looks uncomfortable. He looks out of place. Why are you in a freaking vest in the ocean? It just doesn't make sense. Now, get President Trump off the screen for this next thing. I can't have our beloved president on the screen for this next part. What I want to say at the end of this segment is, when I look through my messages and my comments, I thought I knew you guys. I really thought I knew you guys better than I did. But I got so many messages from people saying Travis Kelce's chest was too hairy. Everyone said he needs to manscape. His chest is too hairy. He needs to wax it. He needs to shave it. You guys, are we still doing that? Is that the problem for me? I don't mind a real man with a dad bod and hair on his chest who's been around and seen some things and been some places. Okay, so I thought I knew all of you better than that. But apparently the chest hair is really perturbing to people. The chest hair was not a problem for me. The problem for me was the fact that he looked like a ridiculous clown trying to co-opt and cosplay this all-American Americana vibe, and it just wasn't tracking. The problem for me is you hired this like black trans non-binary with like all these wigs on and high heel stylist to do the photo shoot. That didn't really work for me. You guys know I am always on the go and in different time zones. Sometimes I need help getting to sleep fast and also getting a good night's sleep. That's when I found Beam's Dream Powder. Beam is proudly founded in America and run by people who share our values: hard work, integrity, and delivering results. It's a healthy nighttime blend packed with science-backed ingredients shown to improve sleep so you can wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day. Dream is made with a powerful blend of all natural ingredients: reishi, magnesium, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. Like I said, if you can pronounce that, good for you, but it tastes great. Dream is made right here in America, supporting jobs, quality, and the principles we stand for. No shortcuts, no junk, just science-backed ingredients that help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up ready to produce results. Plus, it comes in some amazing flavors. Beam is giving us the ultimate Patriot discount of up to 40% off. Try their best-selling Dream Powder and get up to 40% off for a limited time. Go to shopbeam.com/link and use code LINK at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/link and use code LINK for up to 40% off. Sleep better, wake up stronger, and show up ready for your family, your work, and your country. Because when you're well rested, you're unstoppable. And this country needs more people like that.